What is going on, guys? Gamster coming at you for a brand new video. We're going to be talking about Dragon Ball episode 88, and I know this is going to be a late video. I just got done watching it. I've been working all day. I've been doing all kinds of things, so I'm going to go ahead and get with you guys. It was amazing. It basically takes off right where it left, where it shows Piccolo and Gohan training right off the bat. Piccolo is going toe-to-toe with Gohan, and Piccolo is telling him, you need to go all out, I'm going to make you stronger, and he wants to become stronger, and Gohan's like, I do not want anyone to die because of me. I need to become stronger. I don't need to be weak. So he just keeps on fighting Piccolo, and Piccolo is actually holding up his own against Gohan. And Gohan even goes Super Saiyan in Super Saiyan form, and Piccolo can hold him against him. So we know that Piccolo has been training, and we actually get to see a lot of how much Piccolo has trained in this episode. And then it starts to rain, and then you see Piccolo say, come at me again with everything you got. He says, okay, so I'm gonna come. He says, I'm just gonna go, and he starts going Super Saiyan. Looks like Super Saiyan 2. In my opinion, he powers up, and he goes at him again. It starts raining, and they just keep fighting, blows back and forth, and he tells Gohan, you need to get rid of that arrogance. And then he says, what are you talking about? He says, I'll show you what your weakness is. And he starts fighting him again, and it goes to Trunks and Goten, and they're trying to change Bulla's diaper. And it's absolutely hilarious. Trunks is like, okay, how do you do it like this, like this? And Goten's like, oh, that's backwards. He says, oh yeah. And then Bulla's crying. You see Bulma on the phone talking to her friend, like, oh yeah, she's so pretty, she's gonna be like me, and I just can't wait. And then you see Beerus and Whis, and they hear her crying, and they're just like, oh my gosh, you know, how can you do this when they're being so ignorant about they're gonna die soon? And then he's like, well, why don't you just tell her? And then next thing you know, he's like, I don't know if I should, maybe I will. And then they yell for Vegeta, and Vegeta comes, changes her diaper, and then they're all better. And he says, well, yeah, why don't you tell Bulma about what's going to happen? And he says, and he actually imagines, and this was so funny, Bulma going off on his ass. It's hilarious, because he's just like, she's like, what? Are you crazy? You know what happens when Goku does this? What kind of god are you? Why are you trying to stop him? You're an idiot. You're a dumbass. You're a nicknaboom. And you have Whis calling him all this. He says, now, do you see what's going to happen? And it's all freaking hilarious, guys. It's so funny because he's like, nah, never mind, I'm not going to tell her, she doesn't need to know. And it's basically where he has now kind of a little bit scared of Bulma of what she may say. He used to, like, Beerus was never scared of nobody unless you're the Omni King, but now he's developed a respect for Bulma that is really interesting. And now he's like, okay, I'm going to kind of does not tell her because he doesn't want to tell her, which is extremely hilarious. And then it goes right back to Krillin and Android 18, and they are training, and you see them going against one another, and you see these two ladies looking at them, and they're like, oh my god, they're like, I guess couples has escalated in fighting, and you see their daughter looking, they're like, go mommy, go daddy, do your best, and they just look, and next thing you know, Android 18 knocks Krillin down. She says, I guess I give me that 10 minutes. Then he says, oh man, he says, I guess I can't get that training session now. She says, Mary, I'm going to give you whatever you want. She's like, yay. And then it goes right back to Piccolo and Gohan. They're training again in the rain. They're going blow for blow. Piccolo has even told him, he says, I'm going to show you your weakness because you're becoming weak now, and you need to become even stronger than you need to be. He says, you need to become stronger. And he's even like, I need to become stronger. And you see them fighting blow for blow again. And he says, alright, I'm going to show you what your weakness is. And then he kind of tells him you have a lot of arrogance. He says, you had that when you fought against Majin Buu after Elder Kai awoke in your power, and you still have that. He says, you need to get rid of that. He says, you need to become a warrior. He says, do not stop and do not let your guard down until the battle is over. Do not do that. And he goes, okay. So he basically, and then goes right back to, as soon as he says all this about he cannot lose because of the tournament, you go right to Kaba, and he's in a spaceship, and he's going to a planet that looks kind of like Sadal, or a planet that is friends with Sadal. And you have where he visits, I guess, an old mentor of his by the name of Simmel, and he is in a bed, he hurt his leg, and Kaba goes, and apparently he is his former captain in the defense unit of Sadal, and he says that he's become one of the elite. He's very proud of him. He's also heard gained a new power level. Can you show me? And he shows him. He goes Super Saiyan. He tells him, he says, okay, why are you here? So he tells him about the universe is in danger. He says, well, I can't no longer help you. He says, even because of my leg and everything. He says, well, you have more battle experience than anyone I know. Why can't you help? And he says, well, he says, I'd be no good. He says, I don't do that no more. He says, but we need you. We need 10 fighters. He says, you're the best battle knowledge that I know. Who else am I going to get? And he says, well, there's one other person. He says, who? And he says, my sister, either how you pronounce it, I could be wrong, either Khalifa or Khalif. And this basically kind of shows our female Super Saiyan that we've been waiting for, guys. And it basically shows her chewing on a roast beef or something on a bone, like a Saiyan would. She's chewing out, and it kind of looks like she's on a throne with all these random people with her. So it looks really insane and really intense. So that basically just shows the first appearance of our female Super Saiyan. So I can't wait to see more about her and her personality. And it was also good to see Kaba in this episode, as well as Krillin and everyone else. So that is so far what's happened so far. Then it goes right back to Piccolo and Gohan, and Piccolo goes, okay, he says that was enough for the warm-up. So he takes off his gear. He says, now fight me. He says, give it all you have. So he gives it all this as. This is a real fight. So he actually wipes the floor with Gohan. They're going blow for blow and fighting, and then he basically tells Gohan that this is a real fight, give it all you have, and he's in Super Saiyan form, and he says, I hope that's not all you have, and he basically uses his arms to kind of strangle Gohan, and he basically says, is that all you have? And he goes, how'd you get this much power? He says, what? He says, what do you think I was doing by the whole time you were studying and being a father? And he basically kind of, I guess he shocked him, because I guess he thought Piccolo wasn't doing anything, and except for helping him babysit and everything like that, because Piccolo got extremely strong after everything. And we also find out in the beginning that he already knew about the erasing of the tournament, because Goku went to him right after the exhibition match, and him and Goku were talking. And we also found out early in the episode that he basically told Goku that he would do it, and also he asked how Gohan was. Goku told him that he went alright, but he's not as powerful as he once was, and Piccolo volunteered that he would train him. He says, okay, he says, I'm counting on you, Piccolo, and he says, give me a couple senzu beans. He says, I don't have any right now. He says, okay, give it to me, then I'll train him. And then that's earlier when he took it out. So he basically has 2 senzu beans. He's not going to give him everything. He basically tells Gohan, you need to get everything you have, and he basically strangles him, and he tells him, he says, you're too overconfident. You get that arrogance. You had that when you fought against Majin Buu. You've always had that. Awaken that true power. Awaken who you really are. And next thing you know, we saw the birth of badass Gohan, that ultimate Gohan that we love so much. And he finally was reborn, and he just didn't, just like all the clouds and everything, once he powered up to be ultimate Gohan, it happened. And he goes, now that's it. He says, alright, Piccolo, I'm not going to hold back anymore. He says, bring it on. Piccolo clones his body, and Gohan just starts wiping the floor with all the clones, blocking, and next thing you know, it looks like real Piccolo's about ready to get him. He chops off Piccolo's arm, and then he's about ready to finish him off, and he sees him stop. He's like, oh my god, Piccolo. And he says, good, I'm proud of you. And he just kind of looks at him, and he says, now, he says, that's what you need to do. He says, if you do that, he says, you can win in the match. He says, but you also need to realize that if you need to know that if you do lose or universe will die, you need to accept that in order to win. And he says, okay, right. And the next thing you know, you see Piccolo's hand kind of Kai blast Gohan in the back. And he says, but he says, you still have that arrogance and you need to work on. And Gohan gets upset. He says, but he says, I can understand why you probably have that. It's because of your father. He says, so that's something we need to work on. He says, but he says, I'm willing to work with you if you're willing to work with me. So Gohan finally admits that. He says yes, and then it goes to where this dinosaur is sleeping, and it looks like they cut off a good portion of his tail to eat, and it kind of wakes up. The dinosaur was like, it kind of reminded me of when Gohan and Piccolo first trained in Dragon Ball Z. That really brought back some great memories, and he tells Piccolo, thank you. He says, no, he says, the train's not over yet. He says, the train's just beginning. He says, but, he says, don't you want to see how more powerful you can get? He says, I believe you can get more powerful than you are now. He says, don't you want to try? He says, don't you want to succeed at how powerful you're going to be? He says, come on. He says, if we have time before this tournament starts. He says, I'm going to try if you are. So he says, okay, let's do it. He also tells Piccolo, he says, I also think we'll be a great team. He says, what do you mean? He says, let's do some team combination to see how that works. He says, I think it'll be a great strategy and a great duo. And Piccolo's like, sounds interesting. I'm in. So that's how that part ends. That's how the episode ends. And then it shows for the next episode where Goku goes to talk to Tien and Chaozu, and even to Master Roshi. It looks like Tien and Chaozu has opened a dojo, and it looks like a woman's there, may doing some evil deeds, and then does something to Roshi where he goes berserk and kind of evil, and Goku has to fight him, and he even looks like Goku has to fight Tien. And Tien's got to show some fighting skills. So it's going to be pretty interesting next episode what may happen. We're going to have maybe some other type of girl in there that may be an evildoer or something. So other than that, guys, I really like this episode because it really showed Gohan to become better as a character, to go back to his roots, to really become someone that we know, that we care about, and that we want back as a character, as fans, and as a community. So I was really happy to see Gohan come back as a badass character, and also to see Piccolo fight again, because we saw Piccolo. He's amazing for his combat and training. So it was really cool to see how strong Piccolo's gotten. I can't wait to see how much stronger he's gotten, as well as Gohan. And it was also amazing just to see the possibility of what may happen in the other universes, because even Hit was brought up when Kawa was talking. He says Hit's good, he says, but we're going to need more than that. So there was just a lot going on that was introduced in this episode. So much happened. There's so much stuff to talk about, even more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode like I did. Got a few laughs, was like oh my gosh moments, and just was like totally happy with the episode. I know I was. Again, I do apologize for how late this video is. Again, I've been so busy, and my videos are going to probably be even longer due to school, work, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I am going to be uploading when I can. It may not be every day like I did assume, but yeah, I'm going to try to do as much as I can, get a little bit of time in for you guys. That way I'm uploading daily. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, like, subscribe, and comment on the video what you thought about the episode, what you thought about this review and discussion. Please let me know. I will like to respond with you guys on your thoughts on this. All my links are going to be down in the description below as normal. So go follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm always posting my videos on there, always posting something. So again, guys, hope you guys are having a good day, good weekend, good night, wherever you may be, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See you.